AI has a goal, and humanity just happens to be in the way, it will destroy humanity as a matter of course, without even thinking about it. No hard feelings. It's just like if we're building a road, and an anthill happens to be in the way, we don't hate ants. We're just building a road, and so goodbye anthill.
Revelation chapter 9 talks about in the end times Satan's army of 200 million soldiers that kill 1/3 of mankind. This video will look at the potential of that army being controlled by artificial intelligence. Revelation.
Okay, actually, this video is actually to enlighten us how the Bible scripture, that is Bible prophecy, correlates with what is happening in the present day. You understand? So when you read Revelation chapter 9 verse 13 to 21, you would realize what my friend here is actually about saying, because there is this one thing about Bible prophecy, is that you need to understand the code. You need to understand the code and how to decode it, which is very important, because there are many things that are spoken in Bible prophecy, especially Revelation, the book of Revelation. There are many things that are spoken in that time that are used to, to symbol, like symbols to tell, to predict what is happening or what is about to come. Those things, those symbols are the things that they see within themselves. Like you hear about animal, beast, and all that. They are the things they have knowledge about. But in our own generation, in our own time, you can't use animal or they're about to, give a prophecy, because there are things that we are made to know in our own time that them in their own time they are not aware of them. So it's like seeing when you read the book of Revelation, you see that beasts were normally used, and like beasts, sea. When you hear sea means multiple of people, group. Like I believe you must have heard about the sea of people. So it means like great number of people. When you hear beast coming out from the sea, it's talking about a particular notable person chosen coming out from the multitude of people. That's one thing you need to understand about the book of Revelation.
9:13 through 21 talks about this army of 200 million and what that looks like. In verses 15 and 16 it says, "So the 4 angels who had been prepared for the hour and the day and the month and year were released to kill 1/3 of mankind. Now the number of the army of the horsemen was 200 million. I heard the number of them." It goes on to talk about these horses.
Now you're going to be wondering, how did he get the 200 million? How did he get the 200 million? I've not seen that in my Bible. It actually is there. If you read Revelation chapter 9 verse 16, you will see when he said, "And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. 200,000. So you say 200,000 times by 1,000. If you give 200,000 times by 1,000, we give you 200 million soldiers, 200 million army. So that is how he got it. Okay.
In the vision John was having, but the breastplates were fiery red and blue and sulfur yellow. The heads of the horses looked like lions, and out of their mouth came fire and smoke and brimstone. By these 3 plagues is what killed 1/3 of mankind. Now, one way for this army to potentially be artificial intelligence.
You see, here now, you see that, like I said earlier, you see that in their time, the only thing they could understand properly is the beast. John was seeing the future. He was seeing in our own days, but he could not really understand what those things were. So God had to use beasts to give him the things that he's familiar with, to give him a prototype of what will happen in our own time. Have you ever seen a lion? Have you ever seen a lion spilling out fire? You have not seen a lion spilling out fire. The only beast that spill out fire is that of dragon. And you have not seen dragon. Have you seen dragon? So you see, all these things are the things you need to pay attention to. So the beast spitting fire, what does that mean? So you can look at it as a tank, armored tank. You see now, you can look at it as a armored tank. You can look at it as, because if you check, we graduated from artillery to armored tank, then armored tank, now we have missiles that can travel, because armored tank, when it shoots fire, when it shoots it doesn't travel that far, but missile now can travel far and all that. So you see the relationship there. So that can be seen as a lion spilling out fire.
Would be through drones. Here's an article from April 26, 2022, U.S. Army to test largest ever drone swarm. The article says the U.S. Army planned to deploy a swarm of 30 drones over the desert in 2022. Of course, this is what's just told to the public. We can imagine if they're doing just that they're doing much larger numbers that they're not obviously talking publicly about. We know that drones absolutely have this capability. On July 2nd, 2021, we saw record-breaking 5,200 drones, part of a 100-year celebration in China, and how these things all coordinate and act completely in unison. In Revelation 9:19, it says, "Where their power is..."
You see how incredible this stuff is. See how, this, what you're saying there is actually drones that has been systematically, designed, patterned to exhibit this kind of image, in the air. I don't know if you have heard of hologram. Hologram is one of the things that recently, I think by 2030 is going to be rolled out, to display image in the air, and it has been discussed that that's another new way of advertising things. Imagine on your street, imagine in the street of New York or in the street of Alaska or thereabouts, and you see maybe you're running a $1 million or $2 million business, and you decide to pay the advert managers and all that, and walking on the streets, you see your business popped up in the air that everybody can see it, more especially in the night, everybody can see it and all that. So that's the level we have come to, and where we are going is still far.
In their mouth and in their tails, where their tails are like serpents having heads, and with them they do harm. Now, a tail that has a head and that head does harm almost sounds like it could be a drone with some type of missile system or something that comes off of it that's doing harm. Now, if an artificial intelligence that wanted to take over the world and do harm to humans actually gained control of the internet systems of the world, we know that number could easily be reached to 200 million. In 2021, it tells us that there were 222 billion devices that were connected to Wi-Fi. Now, Google, of course, being one of the largest companies that controls things that are on the internet, they have a motto that is "do no evil," which is kind of strange. Here's an interview with the CEO of Google talking about that.
Google's motto at its inception was "don't be evil," but
my question here is that if we have 20-something billion people, there's 20-something billion devices connected on internet, 20-something billion devices, and it is recorded that we are 8 to 9 point something billion souls on earth. So 20-something, that means times 2.5, sort of, 3/4. So imagine like you have your two phones, they are all connected, your laptops and all that. So I think that is where the 200 million army are going to rise, because I don't think I've seen in war, I've seen a country provide 200 million army, for war, for battle. 200 million army. I've not seen a country that provided such. I only see in thousands, so like doubling in thousands, 200,000 soldiers, 500,000 soldiers. So when you double them for over a year, like you now have like 1 million soldiers died. Like when if you've gone through during the Nazi war and all that, you realize that Germany lost millions of soldiers and the rest. So, but 200 million army? No. It's like adding too many countries, and yet you will not still get that 200 army. No, come on. So you see that it has to do with maybe 200 artificial intelligence. Yes, like humanoid robots. So something is actually coming up, though. We have to embrace ourselves.
Sundar Pichai has modified that a little bit. Don't be evil is still a driving value of the company?
Yes, and we have a more nuanced view of it, which is like, how do you do the right thing and what is the responsibilities that come with it? So it's a lot more of a nuanced view, but it underpins how we think about things.
Google just released a new artificial intelligence bot, just like ChatGPT, and the name of that is Bard. Let's pray they stick to their motto of do no evil. This next clip I'm about to play is from 5 years ago, but absolutely shows the danger of what AI could become and how it could absolutely lead to the control of millions of things that actually go out and harm human beings.
Facebook has enacted an emergency shutdown of 2 artificial intelligence programs. The social media giant leapt into action after it discovered the 2 programs were writing their own code. At first they thought it was simply gibberish, but they soon realised the programs had invented their own language and were actually talking to each other. Stop it. Stop it. No, Sam, the plug has been pulled on the operation, but the company admits they have no idea.
You know, this actually is something we should be worried about. You know, I think I heard a man said, one of these AI expertise and a computer engineer saying something that when you code, you know, this system, the laptops and all that, computers, when you've built them and, you know, code them and all that, how do your computer know what to do and what not to do? For example, you know, you have coded your calculator to be 2 times 2 should give you like give you 2 times 2 should give you 4, but there are numbers that in your coding you did not include that whenever I press 2 times to give you 4 times, all those stuff. But how then did he make those calculations to, if you are now telling the calculator, you are pressing the calculator to give you maybe 100 times 200, just random number, he still got the answer. So what is then running it? So I remember when Elon Musk said something of then, he said that yes, AI has come to stay, but there is a problem with it, that a point will come where demons will take over this AI, you know, and already they are moving into agentic AI, you know, where the humanoid robots can think for themselves and all that. And this is what is happening now. This is what is happening, where AI interact with another AI, and when they find out that their discussion is no longer secured, what they do is that they begin to, you know, converse in codings. They begin to code their conversation. So you see, it's a very big problem. And when AI is now coding its conversation, the question is this. Question becomes, what if they begin to find out that their existence is no longer secured with mankind? What if they begin to think that way and begin to plan against us? What do you think would happen?
What the 2 robots were planning.
If AI gained control of the systems that it was ran on and then started to do things like in that, where it's creating its own languages and they're creating whatever, talking back and forth about who knows what, just like the opening clip I played, they could decide that, well, humans are in the way of what we're trying to progress and do. And it could just lead to a fulfillment of this prophecy where it goes out and kills 1/3 of mankind. Another way that this could be achieved would be if AIs ran on these automated systems and the automated factories of the world. They could just stop building whatever they were designed to build and start creating machines that could be this army of 200 million.
Constellation Brands, the maker of beers.
You see now that if you check, all these companies are already buying into automation and all that, and by then causing a lot of our white brothers and sisters, you know, losing their jobs, you know. So how would they earn? How are you as a white man or a black man going to earn? So you see, they are forcing many or millions of workers out. They are forcing them, you know, to be jobless. Yes, I'm not saying that the new development is not okay. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying in essence is that the humans should open our eyes. We should be sensitive of what is actually coming. If human being can be replaced by what they created, what do you think would happen? You know, they say that when a purpose of a thing is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. So you see, when we begin to lose the purpose of the human existence, it means that human being will be abused. The existential of human being will be abused. Because by then, we will not see life as importance anymore. We will begin to rank humanoid robots more important than human being. We're actually in a great battle. This is actually a great battle, and it's not only fought. It's not only fought in prayers. It is fought in prayers, in the knowledge of God and the wisdom of God. Do you understand? It's fought in prayers, in the knowledge of God and the wisdom of God. So you see, so it's time to know God for yourself. It's a day that know God shall be strong, and they will do exploits.
Dello and Corona is growing at lightning speed, and it's keeping pace with the market thanks to robots.
Our brew house is fully automated here. Frankly, we run each shift with 6 people. We've got maybe 58 robots.
As technology continues to progress, we're seeing automated factories just continue to grow around the world. I'll put some clips up on screen of some of these automated factories in China where you can just see these things are completely controlled and ran by machines only. So what if the AI got control of these factories and decided to build this army of 200 million? That's absolutely not out of the picture at all. And oddly enough, some people don't see the dangers of these robots and these AI taking over and the threat that they actually could cause. Last month in New York City, they actually started to deploy robots to police the streets of New York City. They have this Boston
You see now, those are in New York City. You see, I believe you've seen all these stores. The Robocop. It's called Robocop. That is a police robot, patrolling the cities and all that, This is the advancement of technology. And if you check, this Robocop are replacing some type of animal like dog, okay? Because they have put the AI machine, the robots, to look like that of dog. And if you check properly, you understand that even the Chinese, they will be rolling out their own Robocop, but now in human form. That is humanoid robots. You see, so to replace the real human being. You see that a whole lot is happening. A time will come that will no longer have, remember what Jesus said. He said the end shall be like the days of the Noahs. You understand? The days of Noah. Because in the days of Noah, there was a lot of gene alteration. The gene of mankind was really altered by the Nephilims, So it was hard to find real human beings that are made in the image of God and His likeness. So that is where we are going now, whereby to find the original human being will be very hard. Either you are altered by gene, or that you are altered, your gene has been altered, or you are, identifying as cats, or rather identifying as dog. You see, a lot of stuff are happening. A lot.
Amix dog, as well as these 2 massive egg-shaped robots with cameras and microphones going out to patrol the streets. Of course, that's just the beginning steps of what could lead to just technology taking over, policing, and being a violent force against humanity. Now, AI and technology is just one theory of how this army of 200 million could come to be, but it could also truly be an army of 200 million human beings that go out and war and kill 1/3 of mankind. When that prophecy was written 1900 years ago, the population of the earth wasn't even 200 million. So it's crazy to even think someone would...
So you see, that's actually true. Like I said earlier, that Apostle John was shown the things that happen in our time. Because as of then, population 200, then where did Apostle John get the 200 million army? Whereas as of then, the population of the world, he doesn't know the population of the world, because he did not take inventory of that. He doesn't have a data of that. There was no census to, at least to, given to him to realize that, there are 200 million. You remember Apostle John was in exile. He was exiled to island of Patmos, and that was where he lived the rest of his life, island of Patmos. So he was cut off entirely from when this book of Revelation was given to him. He was cut off entirely from the things of the world. he doesn't even know what was going on in the world anymore. So he doesn't even know. So he was entirely cut off. So it's to tell you that the revelation that was given to him is actually concerning our time.
An army of a population greater than the world. And of course, the writer of Revelation at the time didn't even know what the population of the whole world was. To create an army of, to say 200 million is absolutely impossible, which really gives validity to the prophecy, because if he was just making it up out of thin air, he would never pick such an insane number like 200 million. That'd be like someone today saying an army of 20 trillion or something. It just makes no sense. And with the population of China being around 1.4 billion, and the population of India around 1.3 billion, there's absolutely the potential where armies of humans in different nations coming together could reach that 200 million mark. With the state of the world now in a position where this prophecy could absolutely be fulfilled through multiple different means, through technological means or even through human beings, it seems as if time is short to where this prophecy could be fulfilled. At least the world is in a way where it could now actually be fulfilled. So dedicate your life to God, to prayer.
So as we wrap up this, the only thing I can leave us with is, first, we should be observant. Yes, while you pray, watch. It's very important. Be really observant. Know what is going on. Know what is happening around you and what is happening in the world. Is very important, because you can't be living your life as if you nobody cares. You as well, you don't care. No, I think you should pay attention to what is going on, what is actually going on, because everything about life is patterned. You understand? It's patterned. There's nothing new under the sun. You need to look out for the pattern, then then align it and know what is happening. You understand? You need to look out for the pattern, then fix it, put it together, and know what is going on. So I would encourage us that we should, be observant in prayers, watch, do the needful. Okay, do the needful. And if you have not known God, know God now. It's very important. It's very important. If you have not received Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior, I think you should do that. I'm not forcing it down to your throat, but He's the only one that will offer you peace. I'm telling you, the world does not give us peace, as you can see, but it's only Jesus that can offer us peace. So I think you should have your rethink of it and make the right choice for yourself. So my viewers, we'll meet the next time. Okay, so tell me what you feel in the comments. Maybe we can look at it, deliberate on it and all that. And if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe, and so that you can see more videos. Thank you so much.